As we head to the north of France, I can feel my fingers becoming more frigid and my cheekbones becoming colder to touch. We stayed at a train-like Airbnb surrounded by horses and donkeys before doing a lot of exploring on our way up. With every city we passed through, I found myself adding more and more layers to my body. Still, the weather change was not as drastic as I thought. There isn't any snow, and because of that, I feel really weird. The holidays are for fresh powder angels and sparkling forests. Seeing snow glisten all the colors of the rainbow from the warm rays of the sun is one of my favorite ways to spend the holiday mornings. In my opinion, diamonds can't touch the beauty that winter brings. As the holidays approach, I find myself planning for summer and all the creative projects that I would like to achieve by then. My corset top survived the trip up north with some branches bent out of shape, but it's nothing I can't fix, thankfully. Some heat, patience, and gentle skill, and it will be just as it was. Once the holiday season is over, I will purchase all the supplies required to make the mold. This will be an advanced mold made from fiberglass epoxy, simply to give me a long-lasting, durable, and detailed result, which I could eventually, and hopefully, use over and over again. I am most excited to paint it. I have so many ideas in mind for the colors I hope to use, but for now, I'm going to use a technique that's never been done before, just to achieve the same result as my future silicone tail. Besides completing my corset top, I will reproduce many chokers, armbands, and even a regal mermaid belt, just to add to my mermaid sets. As an artist, I truly never thought that I would be making wearable art out of rubber that I would later perform in, but all I know is that I love doing it. The process is certainly challenging. It requires focus, efficiency, innovation, and lots of patience. It's not as simple for me as mixed media painting is, where I have my process down pat and I know exactly how long each layer will take me. Sculpting and molding is much more 3D, but much less planned step by step. My sculpting process starts with a quick sketch, 4 to 5 ideas of inspiration, usually in the wild or a mood or ambiance, and a bunch of blobs of clay. The actual process of sculpting is entirely up in the air, depending on how the clay reacts, if I decide to keep in any errors along the way, and on whether or not I decide to stick with the original design or inspirations and keep them the same. I can't tell you how many times I changed up the design for my corset, but all the frustration was worth it in the end because I simply love the design. I have an even bigger project that I cannot believe I'm going to tackle, but very certainly will. This will take on much more supplies, space, and patience, but I have faith in myself that I can do it, and do it well. Whenever I put myself in positions like this, I find myself questioning a lot, and even hearing doubts from voices I've never heard before. Things like, "You have no clue what you're in for. You are nowhere near where we are artistically," or "You won't be able to achieve the vision you have in your head." Honestly, doubtful thoughts can be so scary, yet liberating. It shows me that my little seed of faith is so strong enough to make the doubts scared of what I can produce. It makes me think of the future critiques and feedback that I might receive. Statements of shock that I did this on my own. Statements of curiosity as to what my technique was and how I developed it. Even statements of judgment and negativity like, "That'll never work." Regardless of the positive or negative outlook on what I create, I always try to remember, this is for me. There is no one else here whose opinion takes a toll over me. This is for the future me to look back on one day and say, "Wow, look how far I've come." And this is what makes my heart jitter with joy. The little seed of faith begins to sprout, and I'm on my way. February, we'll fly back to Canada. I'm kind of neutral about this because I don't have a preference between the two countries as to where I'd rather be. The pros of France are the fresh bread, and if I'm able to find any that isn't white, that is, delicious goat and sheep cheese, fresh herbs, salads with every meal, and the super easy access to so many other countries and oceans. In Canada, there's winter, of course, and this is the biggest one for me. I love the snow. I mean, I love it. Did I say that already? Because I love it. Detrimentally. There are always way more forests and wildlife in Canada than France. I miss even the basic squirrel and chipmunk to accompany me under my favorite willow tree. Lastly, there is way more convenience in Canada. Stores and restaurants are open throughout the day. The portions you receive can last you for days, depending on the size of the void in your stomach, that is. The debate between where I'd rather be is difficult to weigh, because they are both great in some areas and horrible in others. I'm just grateful to be able to take the journey. I am most excited to go back to Ontario and bring mermaiding to life there. There aren't many there, and I feel like most do it for a hobby or for fun. And I'm completely behind that, but I also live my life heavily based on what ifs. What if mermaiding could become a great career where we live, and yes, even in the winter? I have so many ideas of events, ads for hotels and spas, animal rescue and conservation awareness, and even group sessions to improve mermaiding skills. I also want to get my mermaid instructor certificate so that I can work on developing the Mermaid Warrior Academy. This is a mermaiding and warrior training program that I'm in a planning stage with. I don't just want to instruct for PADI mermaids, but also guide other mers, regardless of age or experience, in the art of mermaiding in and out of the water. We will also learn to train cool tricks at varying intensities to be used in our performance art as well. I will also host mini art workshops in person on how to make your own silicone accessories, because I believe every mer should be able to have a little touch of their own in their character development. Anthony and I are also collaborating to develop breathwork for mermaids and divers of any kind, and warriors, persons who plan to do high action or slow movement. Breath is imperative to this, and I will be so happy to have him as part of the Mermaid Warrior Academy team. I especially look forward to bringing some academy sessions to markets and festivals. I feel like this would be a great way not only to show off what Mermaid Tales is about, but also to get kindred spirits involved with the sport. I envision myself doing land acrobatic and contortionistic moves, along with handling faux weaponry, teaching battle-ready stances for underwater and on land. There are many other things I want to do, like selling my creative products along with my fantasy journals and sketchbooks, taking phenomenal photos and videos for underwater modeling, and most of all, just to be an underwater model in general. Oh, there are so many ideas, but I know I must go one step at a time and see where each fin print leaves me. Thank you for following along my journey, everyone. See you soon.
So we made it after like 12 hours of driving, pausing at the Airbnb, of course, including our breaks. It just feels nice to finally be able to rest and plan for January. Moving out of an apartment and then traveling the or exploring the city with family. I mean, the moving part was a lot. Exploring was a lot too because you have to figure out what everyone wants to do and what everyone wants to eat. And oh my goodness, it's a little bit hectic. But now I'm at a point where the day is here, the main day of celebration for a lot of people, but not everyone. I started to kind of question what the culture behind New Year's is, and I know the whole Georgian calendar and all that kind of stuff, but I've been, I have the influence of the natives in Canada, and there's various amounts, various kinds as well. And the one thing that's never really left me is not just the idea of equinox, but the entire concept. I mean, it 100% exists, and the cycles of the moon also exist. And back in the day, I used to think that people who believed that stuff were, I don't know, hippies of some sort. It was a terrible judgment on my part, extreme bias, in that I thought I was better than them somehow. I wasn't, and I was extremely wrong for that. Because now I'm at that point where I get it. It is so obvious that time is actually declared by the moon. Time is extremely declared by nature entirely when things start to grow again and when things don't. And I get the whole concept of time because that they created mostly surrounded by tax season, but they also wanted to make it more general so that it could be the same everywhere. But I don't think that time is supposed to be the same everywhere. It wouldn't really make any sense. And so the point that I'm trying to get to is this New Year's will be different for me. Usually New Year's is a time where I was pretty happy. Not happy like emotion, but like I actually looked forward to New Year's. And it was because everyone else I knew was going to be partying and drinking and having dinners with their family, while I would be in my room by myself in solitude, or I would be watching a Charlie Brown episode, or I would be drawing something or writing something. But no matter what, New Year's was a time that I knew I'd be able to spend it by myself without offending anyone because for once, no one would say, "Why aren't you here?" Because during New Year's, people are pretty self obsessed, self absorbed. They want to have a good time, and it doesn't really matter whether or not you're there. And so I used to take advantage of this and allow myself to be as introverted as I really, really want, which is pretty introverted. And so this time I don't really care that it's here. I never really did care, but I really don't care now. And I'm really focused on the equinox and what that will bring. I really want to do more, learn more about the equinox, learn more about what it actually is, how it was discovered by its own people, and how I can apply it to my own life. I have my own goals to achieve by equinox. I'm trying to do this because this is new. This is new stuff for me. I've never done art this way, and this whole year, if you've watched my YouTube videos, which is not a lot of you, I know, but if you watch my past YouTube videos, a lot of it is me getting frustrated over my art, getting frustrated over my career, over my life, over my future, and what I will do with myself because there's so many things I love to do, so many things. And I didn't know how to combine all these things into one, into something that is relevant and fun and enjoyable for myself. And now I found that, and I just want to get to the point where I have a finished product, have a complete finished product, because that, like, I just feel like it would be so exciting to know that I've done something, a project that is so big. But, and I said on my own in the video, it's not going to be on my own technically, because I'll have some help from Anthony and from his family, but I still, it is on my own because the concept, the designs, the functionality, practicality, efficiency, and I know I'm trying to make all these things in a way that doesn't cause any harm to the environment when we get to use it outside. All these things, I feel like combined when I'm done, it's going to be like, what? All this hours of work just to create this thing, and I'm just hoping that it's going to be worth it in the end. I'm going to finish up this video really quickly because we're about to go for a walk. I don't know if you can see out there. No, probably not. I'll show you a little bit. I'm going to go for a walk with my dog, and I'm going to complete this video and post it today. So for those who celebrate this day, Merry Happy Holiday Christmas to you. And I know this day can bring a lot of memories for a lot of people. For myself, this is a day that I almost died, and it's not a wonderful topic to bring up to my family because they're extremely emotional and sensitive about it. But I'm here still, and so I celebrate this day not because of what everyone calls it, but because of it being a day of revival for myself. Specifically at 10 a.m. in the morning. That is when my accident happened, and so it just feels really nice to know that I'm here for another one, and I have the opportunity to do more and to explore more and to meet more of you eventually, I hope. So yeah, thanks for following along, guys. I have a lot to share with you, and I even want to continue this video and add more stuff, but it'll be like an hour long, and I don't know if you guys want to stick through an hour of my life, but the part 2 will come for next week and even in January. So that's all for me. That's all for now. I'm wishing you guys wonder and room to be yourself from this side of the world. Adios.